Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am making this video presentation today to expose a liar and hypocrite present amongst the Muslim Ummah at large upon these shores in the United States of America. A man known by many and a Muslim known by many as UMAR. He's had many apparently amazing works and pieces in the eyes of others, but this here today, I hope, will shed to light and bring to truth that which needs to be known to the Muslims as it is already known to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jalla. Now, in his piece, The Rise and Fall of the Salafi Dawah, Umar Lee states that Dawood Adib said that this article was so well written that he must have been working with the federal government or the FBI. His response was, this is a straight up lie and no basis of this is a straight up lie and has no basis of reality whatsoever. Those were his literal words in this presentation, which he has on YouTube. Now, what I'm holding here is called a discovery. And anybody who's being taken to trial by the state or the federal government can receive one of these, in which all statements, evidences, and things of this nature can be presented to the defendant so he can defend himself, so he can know exactly what it is that's being brought up against him and counteract that. This is the discovery of one of my companions whom he turned in. And this is proof and truth in the matter, and hopefully will show you that this brother is an outright liar and a hypocrite who has betrayed other Muslims in this life, and on the day of judgment he will have a black flag fastened around his neck because he's a traitor. Now, I want to read this to you, and I want to tell you that my name is Brother Basir. I live in Kansas City, Missouri, and I'm doing this under no compulsion or coercion or threats or anything of this nature. I'm doing this fi sabilillah, in the cause of Allah, because this is an injustice and this is a wrong that has to be righted. And for the record also, I had never even met Dawood Adib or spoken to Dawood Adib. But three of my friends just subsequently happened to be those he turned in. But I want to read this discovery to you. I want to show you the treachery and the vileness and wickedness of this man, to look you in your eye on YouTube or any other video he does, any other article he writes. He will look you in your eye and straight lie to you. Right? Just listen to this. United States Customs Service Special Agent Robert A. Lemeroux, work telephone number 716-551-4375, extension 127, advised Lee was detained while Lee was entering the United States via the Peace Bridge, Buffalo, New York, on a bus arriving from Ontario, Canada. This officer also stated the final destination that Lee had a Greyhound baggage claim check from Indianapolis, Indiana, dated 12/4/98 at 2:45 p.m. in the name of C. Costello in his luggage. Lee advised that around January 1998, he was convicted of a $400 money order forgery charge after pleading guilty. Lee recalled being originally arrested by the Kansas City Police Department on the forgery charge. Lee also stated that he currently had a selective memory loss regarding the current federal charges against him. However, Lee stated that he belonged to an organization which consisted of approximately 20 members that was headed by Tariq Lawaru. Lee further advised the organization was involved in criminal activity and consisted of credit card schemes, forgery of checks, and the sellings of false identifications. When Lee was being fingerprinted, he was asked who his employer was, and he replied that he was self-employed as a fundraiser. Lee stated that he participated in criminal activity all his life. However, recently he is in the process of turning his life around. Like recently, as in he was caught by his enemy. Lee stated that Lawaru told him that on one occasion, around February 1998, Lawaru committed a fraud scheme where he sent a female named Belinda, last name unknown, into a bank, and she was able to obtain $13,000 in cash from the bank. Lee stated he did not know the exact details of how Melinda was able to get money from the bank. Lee advised that Melinda was from Conway, Arkansas, and the bank was possibly the Federal Employees Credit Union or the nation's bank in the metropolitan area of Kansas City, Missouri. Lee advised that another the Lawara would utilize was to have members of his organization forge checks while purchasing computers from Gateway Computers, which he, Lawara, would later sell for cash. Lee also advised that Lawara was extremely knowledgeable of computers. Lee stated that Lawara has connections to the Muslim community in East Orange, New Jersey, and a friend named Dawood Adib, who lived in Brooklyn, New York. Lee advised that Adib has recently moved to Kansas City, and Lawara has set him up with a car and a place to live. Lee stated that he was a Muslim. Lee was advised by the elders of the Muslim community that were true to the religion and were not involved in criminal activity, and they had convinced Lee to contact law enforcement because the elders felt any involvement in criminal activity would not benefit the Muslims' religion. Lee advised that around February 1998, he contacted the FBI and told 3 FBI agents about Lawara's criminal organization. Right? Let's do this again. Right? He contacted the FBI and told 3 FBI agents about Lawara's criminal organization and the type of activity the organization was involved in. Lee stated that Lawara's organization had waged war against the United States currency, right? And the proceeds derived by Lawara's organization are supposed to be sent overseas to help fight the war. However, most of the money is utilized by members of Lawara's criminal organization to support their lavish lifestyles. Lee stated shortly after talking to the FBI, several members of Lawara's organization approached Lee and threatened him. Lee advised that he would either be killed by these people or that he would have to kill them. And that is the reason he recently left the Kansas City area. Lee advised that law enforcement would not have known about Lawara's criminal organization if he did not tell the FBI, meaning UMAR Lee. Now, this is because he just stated in the initial beginning of this video at the onset that Dawood lie and had no basis of reality whatsoever. That he did not